Hello, we're in Toulouse for the delayed first rest day of this year's tour. One of the original 6 cities from the route of the 1903 race, which seems apt for our final one. We've got a variety of backwards, forwards and sideways looking features to shoehorn into the next hour, but we've also got an extended 10-day block of racing to recap. In other words, we'd better get on with it.
Les Hauts-de-France provided the landscape for Le Grand Départ of the first Tour de France in 5 years to take place entirely within the country's borders. And it would deliver plenty of highs and lows over the first 4 days of action. On the opening stage, the cobbles of Montcassal would claim a couple of hapless victims.
Oh, both riders down there! What was that all about?
What Simon Yates and Lenny Martinez yo-yoing off the back was all about, we could only surmise. But both would see their GC ambitions dashed before they ever really began. A far worse fate was to befall 2 of the sport's big beasts, as concussions forced Philippe Organa and Stefan Bissiger to abandon. Crosswinds had been forecast, and with 17 kilometres to go, the split duly happened, instigated in large part by Jonas Vingegaard. Somehow those echelon experts from Soudal Quickstep were caught napping. It was a much reduced peloton that hurtled towards the finish line in Lille.
Here comes Philipsen with Biniam Gamay on his wheel, powering away to yellow on stage 1.
Celebrations for one Belgian outfit, confessions from another.
We kind of fell asleep a bit, I must say. We were a bit too relaxed, and I think that was a big and the only mistake we made today.
Stage 2, and the rain fell on the road to Boulogne-sur-Mer. For a while, only the sprinters seemed animated. But then the race came alive on the final few climbs, setting the stage for a monumental denouement.
Mathieu van der Poel trying to ride them off his wheel, powering for the line. Van der Poel holding off the best all the way to the line. The Dutchman does it, and the world champion is beaten.
Having received the plaudits of a couple of guys who know a thing or two about sprint victories, Mathieu stepped onto the podium to don the maillot jaune for the first time since 2021.
Winning a stage again was the objective for me, and I'm very, very happy to have achieved it.
A block headwind ensured a painfully slow advance on Dunkirk the following day. And for the green jersey, it was to be his darkest hour.
Coquard, and there, the green jersey down. Jasper Philipsen.
Abandon du maillot vert.
Jasper Philipsen out.
While Jasper's hopes went for a Burton, the 2 main winners of the day were a couple of Tims.
If you put the com, then you will have jersey.
After Wellens had picked up the polka dot jersey, Millar avoided the multiple pile-ups on the running.
Huge crash behind, riders down, but look at Millar coming with a charge, and it's going to be... That was chaos incarnate, but Millar gets there.
All in all, a day to forget in the life of Brian.
Je m'attendais à ce que vous soyez tous là.
Well, I don't think our car is going to be very popular.
C'était pas volontaire et je tiens à m'excuser même si voilà, c'est fait. Et, je voulais pas vraiment faire le sprint final et je me suis remobilisé. Une nouvelle chute, mais...
With a yellow card to add insult to his injuries. From sinners to saints, Stage 4 travelled from the great cathedrals of Amiens to Rouen. Hoping to stage his own Norman conquest, Lenny Martinez was back to his swashbuckling best. But on the 10% gradients of the final climb of the day, La Rampe Saint-Hilaire, we wondered if we were seeing a definitive race move.
Here he goes now, Tadej Pogacar. Could be the first really significant attack of the Tour de France for Tadej Pogacar in 2025, and that is Van der Poel under pressure. Vingegaard looks round, and Pogacar, how many times have we seen that? The climb is almost over. He's almost shut the gap down. How has he done that, Jonas Vingegaard?
Wow!
The leaders regrouped on the descent to the finish as Tadej set his sights on revenge.
Van der Poel and Pogačar, it's going to be a sprint between those two riders principally. Jonas Vingegaard also involved. The yellow jersey though cracks and wilts, and the world champion goes past him. Pogačar, the winner of stage 4.
100 professional victories for the Rainbow Warrior, with a Merxian appetite for crushing his opponents.
To win at the Tour is incredible. In this jersey, even more. And to have 100 victories, it's amazing. Yeah.
Lots of mutual respect, with nothing except countback to separate these two great champs on GC. Stage 5 and the first of 2 individual time trials in this year's edition. On a 33-kilometre parcours through the heart of Calvados country, a spirited ride from Edoardo Affini had him in the hot seat for what seemed like hours. Kevin Vauquelin and Bruno Amarai gave the home fans plenty of hope before falling just short. But it was the reigning world and Olympic champion who showed just why he is recognised as the finest current exponent of the race of truth.
Remco Evenepoel, he's going to destroy the time of a time trial specialist, Edoardo Affini, but this is the world champion, and there's the difference. The best time by 33 seconds.
If that victory was expected, something altogether more shocking was unfolding behind.
Jonas Vingegaard there. It's coming apart for Jonas Vingegaard on the road. This is hugely important now for the coming weeks, that he doesn't absolutely crumble here.
There was nothing spotty, however, about Pogačar's performance as he put time into his closest rival.
This is one giant stride towards victory in the 2025 Tour de France. Tadej Pogačar back in yellow at the end of the day, swapping those polka dots for the one that really matters.
Victory in the white jersey for Remco, Tadej back in yellow, still in polka dots, and now also in green. With its 6 categorized climbs, Stage 6 had long been targeted as a day for the breakaway, and with the stakes so high, the tension was palpable. When it finally formed, the 8-man échappée included 6 riders from Anglophone countries. 43 kilometres out, it was one of the 2 Irishmen in the break who made the decisive move, in a way that only he, and probably Pogačar, can.
Ben Healy's impressive acceleration broke the elastic, and this is trademark Healy. Ben Healy, the Irishman, exploding into life here on stage 6.
An American and an Australian gave chase, but it was all to no avail.
Ben Healy has mastered this stage like no other rider. And Ireland has another star here. Healy's done it. A dream goes into fulfillment, and all on his own. He takes the victory on stage 6.
A victory a long time in the planning and execution. No wonder Healy's teammates showed up to recognise a ride for the ages. Van der Poel, who was also in that breakaway, was back in the yellow jersey by just 1 solitary second. If stage 6 was one for the breakaway, stage 7 had the feel of a GC day as the Tour left Normandy and headed into Badger country. Bernardino would have been beaming as a fellow son of Brittany, Ewan Costiu, led the race over the first climb of Millar de Bretagne.
Oh, and that was crash in the back. Lots of riders down there.
A bad crash took out UAE First Lieutenant João Almeida and put Bahrain Victorious' Jack Haig out of the race. But up ahead, the usual suspects were lining up for their second and final tilt at the Breton Alpe d'Huez.
Onto the Mur de Bretagne. It is last year's podium once again, doing battle on the Mur de Bretagne. Tadej Pogačar opens up, Vingegaard straight onto him like a flash. It's devastating once again from Pogačar. Can he come off the wheel? Jonas Vingegaard? No, he can't. Pogačar, irresistible once more.
With Pogačar, Vingegaard taking first and second, it was Scotland's Oscar Onley in third, securing his first podium at the Tour de France. After no Combativité prize had been awarded on that fateful stage 3 for only the second time in history, Stage 7 saw 2 awarded to the Total Energy breakaway pair of Matteo Verchier and Mathieu Bergaudot. Only the 3rd time that a joint award has been made. But that was it for the anomalies, as the fastest sprinter in the bunch proved exactly why he is.
Milan hits the front in the green jersey. Van Aert almost alongside him, but Milan will hold him off to the line and extend his lead. A crushing victory in the end. A masterful sprint from the massive Italian.
The Green Hulk man, unbelievable.
Mathieu van der Poel may have failed to claim the 2nd victory on Mur de Bretagne, but on stage 9 he took off from kilometre 0 in the company of teammate Jonas Rickaert in pursuit of a miracle win in Châteauroux. Behind the 2 marauders, João Almeida finally succumbed to his broken rib. How his team leader will fare in the high mountains without him, only time will tell. As the 2-man breakaway neared Cavendish City, behind them the peloton was the antithesis of how the Manxman's HTC sprint train operated back in the day.
Now he goes. That's it. 6 kilometres of solo for Mathieu van der Poel.
It is completely stalling, it's just desperate. Teams are just throwing individuals or pairs up there, but they quickly burn through.
5.3 kilometres to go. 29 seconds. That is absolutely the algebraic tipping point of a catch.
At the speed they're having to go to try and get Van der Poel back, it is just destroying them.
Mathieu van der Poel is now being caught. He's tying up. He's in the final kilometre, but it's all over for Van der Poel. Milan then looking for room and finding it on the right-hand side of the road. Millar coming close. Tim Millar, well, he does this better than anyone else.
Juillet, Bastille Day. Lenny Martinez was definitely chasing polka dots, as the Frenchman got on a big breakaway and hoovered up maximum points on the first 4 climbs of the day to secure the KOM jersey. And with 40k to go, it was a case of deja vu all over again, as Ben Healy set the pace at the front, while Visma Lease Bike continued their counterintuitive strategy of keeping Pogačar in yellow. Except this time, the EF Education rider wasn't hunting stage runners. He was after a place in Irish cycling history.
He's all in for it now. It's such a rare opportunity for a rider like Ben Healy to get the yellow jersey of the Tour de France.
Here he comes though, Simon Yates, a career victory, number 3 on stages of the Tour de France. A brilliant victory. Pogačar goes now, Vingegaard goes with him. Ben Healy can celebrate. It is now, by my reckoning, that he has passed into the yellow jersey.
Some pretty crazy footsteps to follow, isn't it? And I'm just super proud to represent Ireland and wear the yellow jersey for them, and hopefully I can do it some justice. Got to respect the jersey, and yeah, I'm in quite a nice position now, I guess, to just try and hold on for as long as possible.
The rest day top 10 is one for Ben Healy's wall, under his framed yellow jersey perhaps. He leads the race ahead of last year's Tour de France podium, which isn't quite in 2024 order. Tadej Pogačar is a minute ahead of Remco Evenepoel. Jonas Vingegaard is 17 seconds behind him, with his teammate Matteo Jorgensen still a credible GC contender.